Hello viewers, in this video I'll be showing you how to access a DOM element in React.js with the help of useRef hook. Now I already have my app running on my Chrome browser and I have my code editor on this site. Welcome to Edge Concepts. My name is Aluko Godric. Now we can start by testing if the app is working. You can simply have H1 tag here, and inside I type my first name, save that, and there we have it. So what we are basically going to do here is to have a container with the specific background color. Then we are going to have a button that is going to be responsible for changing the background color of that container. Now, so let's create that container by creating a div and giving it the name container. Then let's create a button here and call it change color. Save that, and there we have the button. So let's do the styling of the container with the help of this app.css style sheet. So you can give it a width of 200 pixel, and a height of 200 pixel. Then we can give it a background color gray. So if we save this, there we have our container. Then let's do some styling on the button. Let's give it a background color of black. Then color of white. Then let's remove the border and the outline. Border none. Then outline none. Then let's give it a padding top, bottom, left, right. So top bottom is going to be 5 pixels. Then left, right is going to be 10 pixels. So if we save this, there we have our button. You can also give it a margin top of 20 pixels. Save that. There we have it. Now, so the next thing you're going to do is to do the logic of changing this background color. Now, to do that, first we are going to use the traditional way in React of adding an event listener to a DOM element. Most of the time you've seen people, for example, if they want to a click event on this button, most of the time you've seen people saying on click or doing on click. Then they will call some function. So first we are going to have a variable that is going to contain the color, and with the help of the use state hook, let's give this variable a name of color. And the initial state is going to be null. Then you can also have a function that is going to be responsible for changing the color. So let's create that arrow function. Call it change color. change color is equals to an arrow function. And what we want, when this function is triggered, we want to set the color to something. Let's set it to red. Then we can access that function here. So change color. Now we have to import this useRef. That's why you're seeing this error here. Save that. Error is gone. This state is not a function. So let's refresh this. It's working. So the next thing we're going to do is access this color in our container. To do that, we're going to use the style attribute. The style is going to be an object and its background color the background color is going to be color is variable here. So save that. Then when we click on the button, we expect the color to be red. So let's do that. Click, there we have it. So most of the time this is what you've seen in tutorials and what people have been using to access this DOM element and adding an event listener to that DOM element in React. You can also use the useRef hook, and that is the mission of this tutorial. So before we use it, we have to import it here. The useRef. We're also going to import the use effect. So we're going to remove this and click. Now to access this element, we need to first create some variable that we are going to access in this element. So let's create a variable here and call it element. Then be equal to now the useRef hook. useRef hook. Now this useRef hook returns an object. So if we console log this element here, so let's console log this element and see where it is. Now before we do that, we have to attach the element to our button by now saying ref. So we are referencing this element in our button. Ref is equals to element. Save that. So when we console log this element, we'll be able to see what it is. So if we save that and head to our console in the browser, So you can see this element is an object, line 11, and we have a current property here, and this current property is a button, which is our button here. So which means for us to access our button, we are going to access this element, and then we are accessing the current property of the element. So let's close the console. Then to add an event listener to this element that we have, first we use the useEffect hook. With the help of the useEffect hook, which will add the event listener to the button when the component mounts. So inside here, we're going to say that element now to access the button, we access the current state of the element, the current property, which refers to the button, and that add event listener. Then the event that we are going to add here is a click event. Then our callback function is going to be change color. Change color. So we have an error here and I failed to understand why it's not supposed to be there. So if we save this and head to our browser, so if you click the button, you can see it's now working. So if we refresh, it goes back to gray, which is the initial color of the container. But when you click on the button, see the button is able to change the background color of the container. So this is how we can access the DOM elements in React with the use of a useRef hook, and how we can also add event listeners to the DOM element that we referenced to. So basically, just to repeat what I've said, is that you import the useRef hook and you create a variable which is an object, returns an object when you call the useRef hook function, and this element, you access the current property of that element, or the current property of the DOM element that you have referenced to. So to access this variable here, we have to refer to it in the element that you're going to use it. Then to add the event listener, of course, you have to use the useEffect hook, which will add the event listener when the documents mounts. So that is it. If you like this video and you like the contents of this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next time.